a.k.a. Paulina Rubio. Tengo todo el pinche pubes, ya sabes de quién. Hello to everyone, guys. Tenemos un pinche show mamalón. We have a lot that we need to talk about. Esta noche vamos a soltar la pinche bomba sin pelos en la lengua, guys. Let's just wait for a couple of you guys to tune in para empezar el chismazo. Me mandaron un attachment. Hello to everyone, guys. Hello, remember you gotta share, you gotta like, and you gotta invite a friend. And he went to hello to everyone. Hello, Mary. Hello. So 1968. Hello to everyone, guys. Hey, Mr. Mercedes, how are you doing? Hello to everyone, guys. Ahorita voy a presentar a mi amigocha, a Miss Painter. Hello, guys. Tenemos mucho, guys. We have a lot to talk about. Mucho de qué platicar. Mucho chisme. Muchas cosas se han oído por ahí, guys. A lot of crazy stuff you probably heard out there, guys, but we got to clear some things out there, guys, porque hay gente que anda moviendo el hocico a lo pendejo, guys, and we want to wait a few minutes, guys, before we continue speaking. I'm doing great. Good job, Kendrick. Good job. But anybody could come catch the replay or the rerun or whatever you want to call it, guys, porque aquí vámonos recio esta noche, guys. Yo miré on Facebook que alguien andaba de scammer. Bueno, me mandaron un clip que alguien le recibió $211 y que nomás dio $60. ¿Qué le pasó a lo demás? Mira, te chingaste el dinero. That's what happened, guys. That's what happened. And pues it's facts, guys. El dinero pues se va a quedar con él, la ruca. Ya saben que se lo va a gastar en el casino y gambling y todo el pinche pedo. Hello to everyone. Hello. Thanks for sharing my live, Danny. Puñetas. So let me call my friend ahorita para sacar a ver qué tiene el chisme mi amigocha.
Hola, amigocha.
Hola, amigocha. ¿Cómo estás?
It's Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. ¿Cómo estás tú, amigocha?
I'm doing good. I'm happy that Adrian's having a happy birthday. It's all about his day. The heck with the other vieja rascuache. As long as he has a good day with his siblings, his family, and he's happy, I'm happy for him. But you could see that it was so obvious that he will repeat every single word that she says just to keep her happy. And that's fine. But is that really how he feels about it? I don't know.
Right.
It's just the way he is. Pero, they're the ones that stirred this pot, and this pot is still stirring.
Right. I mean, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we can't really speak about.
Right.
But they're telling me right now that something happened with Leonor. Do you know of anything like that somebody threw her under the bus, or what happened there?
Well, he mentioned her to him and said, she's not your friend, and then they commented something about if she was your friend, she wouldn't have done what she did to you, and I don't know what that is. Something about exposed where he was at, pero she didn't mention me. She mentioned Leonor, that she was not his friend. And I think that the reason was because if he would have mentioned me, I'm afraid that Adrian would have said, nah, Ophelia is family,
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't want that. I don't think that Adrian would have, gone along with her saying that I was not his friend.
Right.
Mejor no dijo nada de mí. Pero que sea lo que sea, Adrian, is got rights, and he will be protected by those rights. The state will make sure that he's protected. They can dream all they want, but the main important person here is him, and he has to make sure the state has to make sure that this gentleman has the best care, is happy, nobody's manipulating him, and nobody is scamming him, and nobody is exploiting him.
Hmm. No, I
So
agree with you. I mean, there's just certain things that I just really caught my attention. One of the things is that really was like, ahora sí lo quiso, right?
pues eso es lo que yo no entiendo, de que ayer en la mañana she wasn't even gonna wish him a happy birthday. If everything that happened, if the syrup that I made caused him to and her to, if it fixed his birthday, I'm happy. Because yesterday her thought was different. She didn't want anything to do with him, and she wasn't gonna wish him a happy birthday.
Right.
So if what I did, or if what happened made her look bad and she had to clean it up, it's fine. Como te digo, there's I can make changes in this world.
Well, I'm
I
glad that
I
you
just
made a difference in somebody else's life because obviously, because of you doing what you did, this individual decided to be uh, celebrate the birthday with their son.
yeah, and I still don't believe that he doesn't have the right to visit whoever he wants. That's just her and the vieja, that the so-called caregiver, which she was not the caregiver because she wasn't there. But they can make up whatever they want. These people are protected, and his protection will come. And I they messed with the wrong person, because I know about all these legal rights on patients and disabled people. I mean, that's my education is on this.
Hmm.
And so for them to say, me río de las cosas que some of the followers were saying, that, oh, that I was interfering with his care and as a nurse, y que la chingada. I'm not interfering with his care. I'm not interfering with any HIPAA laws. I don't work for those people. I
Hmm.
don't. They so de volada se hacen professionals on nursing law, y se hacen professionals and rules and regulations when they know nothing about how these people are managed.
Right. The thing is que hay puras pinches viejas pendejas on the other platform, and it's just in todo está menos en misa. You took it was something that you wanted to do out of the kindness of your heart, just because somebody went out there and didn't want to show that love to their own child. Obviously, you have a huge heart and you decided to step it up to the plate. Y le caló siendo que ella siendo la madre de él, no le da ese amor, ni afecto, ni cariño. Ahora, everybody knew que le mandaron $211, nomás le dio 60, and the rest, what?
Y, y luego, while she was on the show, mandaron otros 40.
Okay, 250,
So
and she gave up 60.
she transferred it over to Goyito, and Goyito's going to manage it for him, because he's not allowed to have a lot of money in his person.
Mm-hmm.
They're only allowed to have so much, and I guess le van a dar a poco poquito a como necesite, and that's going to be going the ongoing cuenta for her to be saying, pues, ahora sí lo quiere, ahora sí dice, yo les digo si necesita algo para que manden más, you know. It's her way of doing this. So it's okay. It's okay. This whole thing will get straightened out. It's okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm glad. I hope he has a happy birthday, and I hope that, aunque tenga que estar allí repeating everything she says to keep the peace, if that's what he's got to do, well, that's what he's got to do to keep everybody quiet.
Mira,
I kind of
yo tengo screenshots ahorita, and these are conversations between Leonor and Adrian. And apparently, something that they kicked her, que le hicieron, like, specifically what happened.
well, the screenshots that I have is conversations between him and Leonor. Pero it's Leonor is always encouraging him to keep a good relationship with his mother and to fix that, because that is, at the end of the day, that is his mother. It's constantly she is dándole consejos, and he is just making conversation with her like he just wants to have somebody to talk to.
Right. Somebody con quien
Nothing
platicar.
in there. Sí, no hay nada ahí como dijo ella y tan feo que hizo al hijo que dijera que Leonor nomás quería una buena, you know.
No, so he said that.
Yes, because she hadn't say it. She
Wow.
hadn't. Yes. Todavía una madre, uh, según ella, he's mentally disabled and he shouldn't be manipulated to be saying those things. It bothers his brain, but yet she comes on live and she encourages him to say it.
Well,
So,
I feel bad because Leonor has been a very. I mean, can I call it? Can call me? Can you call me? Can I call Leonor, Miss Pino? Ahorita te hablo.
yeah,
Let me
go
call her.
ahead.
Let me call her. Vamos a hablarle a Leonor, guys, because right there, that's wrong. And I know because I've seen all the messages and conversations between Leonor and him. And to me, that's a petty thing that she made him do. But let's clear things out right here.
Hello?
Hello, amigocha, ¿cómo estás?
How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. So I want to know what really happened because I really don't watch anybody else's bullshit, right? But apparently she forced him to say that you wanted some sexual intercourse or something like that.
I wasn't sure what she was saying. She was trying to coax him to say something. I didn't catch that.
Okay.
I thought she was trying to say that I want his finger. I guess that's what she meant, though. I have no idea. But her bringing him on there just shows that he is a little slow and he is very intimidated. I think it was a great day because he wins. It was his birthday and he had a good birthday. He was with his family, no matter how crazy the family is. And it wasn't about, gossip or chisme. She made it bigger than what it was. Maybe all this mess that has been going on with his name in it and my name in it and everything, maybe it was all for a reason because now, even if she doesn't want to, she has to be part of his life.
Ooh,
Or maybe the blinders taken off.
yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but regarding to those conversations, the screenshots, the Yerk screenshots, people are asking them to share them. I don't know if I should or shouldn't. It's up to you.
Oh, you're absolutely allowed to. All those screenshots are conversation with him basically. It was when she got out of jail the last time, a couple of months ago, when she was arrested. When she got out and she found out that we were still in touch, through his brother, she gave him a hard time because they hadn't spoken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what she coerced him to say. I don't care. I don't care. I know what I was told. They hadn't spoken. So through his brother, she was getting to him. And he reached out to me and basically told me that he was going to lie to his mother and tell her that we were not in touch. He basically wanted to lie to her so that she would leave him alone and so that we could be friends on the down low.
Right.
And what I
I
told him
that's
was,
that is the first screenshot that I have here where he.
yeah, and what I was telling him was, I will respect whatever he wants, but I'm not going to lie. If I'm asked something, I'm not going to lie. And I just felt that if you post the text, they'll see. I just felt that, as far as me covering or lying for him, I wasn't going to do that. If he couldn't, I felt like if he had to sneak to be friends with me, that's something wrong.
Right.
And that's how I felt. You know what I mean? But
Right.
after those texts, he did contact me a couple more days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't send you those texts. They really don't carry any relevance, but to the topic here. But the last text that I received from him had to do with his phone, with him being afraid that the mother was going to tell the caretaker. And to my knowledge, the caretaker is Mike. It's not a lady. It's a man. That's what he told me. But anyway, he was going to tell Mike. He was afraid that the mother was going to tell Mike that I was harassing him and blah blah blah. and that's the last time that we ever spoke.
Wow. So she again interfered with his life, so that he wouldn't have
Mm-hmm.
anybody to socialize with. Again, he's stuck in there.
She cut. Yeah, it really does suck, but at the same time, now that it's out in the open, other people have the opportunity to reach out to him, and maybe him. I can't understand why she would make him go to the house and go on the show. I don't get it. That the whole environment of her on her show and her obsession with the show was part of the reason why he lost it. That was his trick. When you have an illness, I'm not going to blame her for the illness, but that was his trigger for this past year. And for her to put him back up there, I don't know if she for herself at night, I guess that's her business. But like I said, to me, it was a win-win because he saw Ophelia. He did not shove her away. It wasn't for 1 second. He got to see his siblings. He got to see his mother. Even though we don't like her, he has the right to see her. And he got some money for his birthday that'll last him. It'll stretch. And he's happy today. He looked great, even though his mother did it just for show and for ratings and to save face. You know, as a mother who loves her children, you do things not for recognition or for votes
Mm-hmm.
or for ratings. You do things from the bottom of your heart because they come natural to you. Even if this was not the natural way for her to get together with her son, because remember at the beginning of the week, she was like, I'm not even going to call him to
Right.
wish him a happy
So
birthday.
I think
Even,
at the end of the day, you and Miss Painter made a huge impact, because obviously, if it wasn't because
oh,
of you or her,
absolutely.
she would never socialize with him.
Absolutely. So that's why I'm saying she thinks that this is a game and that she won. Really, the winner is her son.
And I'm glad he was able to
And
spend time with family and his birthday and stuff. I'm glad that he had a great day.
and that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's all I wanted. Like that's what made me happy. I don't care that she talks about me. I don't care. The lady has no education. The lady has no class. Um, it has nothing to do with having a child with a drug problem or a disability. It has nothing to do with that. She's just a classless lady, and like I said, as long as her son got a good day, that was the most important thing. Hopefully, the lady who has the cell phone, the other caretaker, hopefully she realizes that Ophelia's that OM is a psycho. Hopefully, she realizes that soon because it looks like she's going to be in touch with her back and forth.
Right.
So I hope she doesn't have control over him, over his life through this lady. But
Right. I
I
mean, the
don't
thing
know.
is that I just hope that he makes a fully recovery from what he had been going through, and he really he gets on the right track. Obviously, he is on the right track, but he needs no setbacks. He needs to stay positive. He is sitting him there on the screen, and you knew it was something that he struggled with. Why place him in that situation again? Why sit him there and have him exposed to the public?
Everything, do you notice she kind of coaxed him like everything she wanted him to agree with? She would say it first and then he would agree. He would agree. He's like that though. Elle est bien naive.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart. Is very different. And, brain wise, he's very smart, but he's young minded, and that's part of the illness.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't upset me. I mean, to me, when I watch that, I watch her exploiting her own son just to get at people's nerves. And if that's what she did it for, she should be ashamed of herself. And it made me happy to see him smiling. It made me happy to see him looking healthy, looking clean. He looks like he has some sun. He looks more together and neat than he ever did living in that house.
Right. And the thing is, I talked about it yesterday. Terminándose el program, because we all know these homes are not long term facilities. What's gonna happen? Like this like, is he gonna go back to the same thing it was before? Has she decided to do something different in her own household? Has she gotten rid of those people that are renting next door, whatever, that have been renting off of her, that have been supplying the drug to her own son? What changes has she done? Instead of worrying about Vanessa's surgery, that if she had boob or body done, whatever, I think she should focus on what changes can she do to make her household a better living for everyone.
I don't. Well, number one, let me start by saying he never ever told me that neighbors gave him any specific drugs. The only thing he used to tell me was somebody who lived on his block used to go fishing, and they used to go fishing and they used to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as crack, the first thing he said to me about crack was in those texts.
That he smoked crack.
The ones that I sent you, yeah. That was never a conversation when we first met. Like that wasn't if he did do it, he never told me that.
Yeah, but in the text messages, he did tell you he did that. At the end of the day,
Oh no, in the text
but at the end of the
messages,
day, I'll say it
in
again.
the
I can't judge him or say, you know what,
oh
I've never
yeah,
tried it because
oh hi,
I've tried it
no,
myself. Monday,
I don't give a shit what you do to your what you do when you with your body. I'm not God to judge anybody.
right?
I'm not. I've never tried.
See,
I've never tried
and I'm gonna take
crack,
my
but
wig
I
off for
tried
this.
to.
I'm gonna take my wig off for this, but and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this is a point that I'm trying to make right here, and maybe you would understand.
Uh-huh.
Anybody who does drugs, for example, I did it myself. I tried crack myself. I tried it maybe 2 or 3 times. It wasn't for me, but I can't go criticize anybody else who's living a drug addiction or has lived an addiction before because I lived it
Hmm.
myself. But why is it so easy for La Candidata to throw shades at the person who lives across the fucking street, naming their every name of the book, where, hey, girlfriend, you have somebody who's struggling with it in your own household. Like, espérate
Well, you're
tantito.
talking about. You're absolutely right. You're talking about somebody who knows that her son is emotionally not stable and he's not 100%. And she'll say it on one show, and then the next day she'll bring him on to prove a point. You just said that he's mentally not stable. You just said the night before last, don't listen to what he says because it's Adrian and he says things and a veces he does things and he's not right in the head. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
then today, cuando te conviene, he's right in the head. Come on, lady. She's not a fit lady. She's a piece of garbage. She has an addiction to living off of the city, to living off of the state. She has an addiction to being on TV because not even on TV. She's looking, it's so funny. She's looking at her fans through a screen and she's putting a whole show on and it's all negative bullshit. And the women, if you see the women and you troll them, which I don't give a shit, I troll some of them. They don't have jobs. It's like if this is really what you want for your peers, if that's your clique, then you can keep it.
Right.
You know, if that's more important to you on a 9 to 5 than taking care of your kids or cleaning the filth in your house. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
your fucking business.
And that's the point that I'm trying to make across. All this time, all these years, she's been attacking the neighbor, naming every name of the book. But not only her. I mean, there's other people. She has called me last night. She said tranny, tweaker, whatever. It
I
doesn't. It
saw
doesn't. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't hurt me at all. But again, you have somebody in your own household who's living with an addiction, who's struggling to be able to overcome it. So why are you name calling other people when there's somebody who's struggling with it? That's the only thing that I have in mind. Like, why would you want to go belittle somebody or even their
I don't
sexual
know, but
preference?
I don't know, but let me tell you something. When it comes to drugs, I don't, like I said, I don't judge anybody. I don't do crack. I've never tried it. I've never had the urge to, but I smoke pot. I'm going to be 50 years old and I've been smoking pot since I was 12. I have a card for it now. It's completely legal. I'd rather smoke pot than take pills for pain.
Right.
But I'll tell you
And I
what,
respect it. I
of
mean,
her
at the
three
end of the
children,
day,
of her 3 children, and I'll put it out there now. When it comes to pot, to me that's not a drug. But when it comes to pot, Adrian is not the only one that smokes pot of her three
well,
kids.
the thing is that when it comes to smoking weed or pot, whatever you want to call it, if you abuse of it, then I believe yes, you're abusing of a drug substance or drugs. Period. If you're doing it for medical reasons, it's a different ballgame, you know. But if you're just smoking to smoke, get high all fucking day, then there's something wrong. But if you're smoking,
No, I job the way I see it. I use it for medicinal reasons because I have a medicinal card and I have to say that. But I
Right.
like to smoke pot. I like to be happy, and it makes me happy. And it's not. I don't get it off of the
But I'm
street. I
saying that
know
you're
where.
not. What I'm trying to say is that you don't abuse of it like
No, no, no.
others.
What I was gonna say is, I pay my bills. I taking care of my three kids. They're all big already. I'm about to be a grandmother. I don't bother people for money. I don't ask people for money. I don't ask people for bills. I take care of. So what I doing at on my downtime is my business. I
Right.
don't drive. I don't smoke and do the job that I do high. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
do smoke pot. My whole point of saying it is when it comes to weed or pot or green or trees, he's not the only son that smokes.
Mm-hmm.
So he likes to act like smoking weed is just as bad as smoking crack, right? Then she needs to check the other son. And that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother topic. But and as far as her son being ill and she can't deal with it or whatever, his mental illness and his drug addiction are diseases. She has a son who's diabetic. Would she turn his her back on him because he had mood swings? Because his glucose was too low and he had a mood swing? Would she turn his back on him? You know, the whole point is that she's just an unfit person to even be on this earth. And I hate to sound so drastic, but
Well, I
it's
mean, you opened up a can of worms. Now I'm interested to know
oh, I,
what you
the
meant
worms.
with the other three or the other whatever. What do you, can you elaborate a little bit on that or no?
Oh, I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah, and it has nothing to do with Adrian, but I don't care. I don't care anymore. Vladimir is it or Valdemar,
Mm-hmm.
whichever the youngest son is. Whenever when Adrian couldn't get weed a couple of times, his brother got would either get him the weed or take him to buy it because his brother smokes weed. That's what I'm trying to like. To me, it's not a big deal. I don't give a shit. Where I live, everybody smokes. Lo viejo, lo joven, everybody. It's just part of life here. But she acts like she's holier than thou. Y que, drugs. Please, it's right in your house. You freaking know it, lady. And she knows it. She absolutely knows
The
it.
thing
I wish I could go back.
mm-hmm.
I wish I could find the episode that I had called in. No, and Bute, she called me. She called me on her live. This was ages back. And in the episode, she was asking me if I could send him gummies. And I told her, I don't have a problem getting them to send them, but I told her it's legal for me to buy them, but to send them, that's a federal thing. Like, I don't know the laws about mailing pot, weed, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, with my luck, I'll be that one person that gets caught. And I don't play with that.
Right.
But she had asked me on the show live if I could send him gummies, which would probably be, I mean, I'm not a doctor. He would have to get his doctor to talk to him about it. But there are certain gummies that are certain strains that might help him sleep, might help him relax. But I'd never send it to him. But like I said, because of the mail.
Right. No, pero como te digo, to me, it's like I'm never going to judge him for that aspect. I cannot talk about him in that way, but all I want is some encouragement from him for him to be able to move forward and progress in life. That's it.
Well, hopefully he's on the road to a road to a better life. Because like I said, he looks better. He looks cleaner, which is huge. He looks put together.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks like he's taking care of himself. His smile looks like a real smile. It didn't look forced. He's happy. I'm sure he's happy. He hasn't seen his mother. He hasn't seen his cat. I don't know if you saw him screaming to the cat. Like, he's excited to be home. But I'm sure he's also excited to get back to his new home.
Right. I just hope there's a plan for him. Obviously, because si cuando salga, what's going to happen? And the
See,
thing,
and that's the thing.
but
I
you
don't
see,
know the. I don't know.
if it's a short term, and I speak about it, if it's a short term, and he goes back to that household, and that nothing has changed in that environment, it's going to be the same bullshit. It's going to be a setback.
No, and if anything, she was upset because he just got $100 hike in his check every month.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of check hike that they were giving to like SSD.
Everybody who's on SSI, I believe, received it at the beginning of the year, if I'm not mistaken. They were
Well, when he when they got that little bit of a raise, she was upset because she doesn't get his check anymore.
Right.
I don't know as far as where he lives. I don't know, and I did ask him, but this was not in text. But I don't think he knew how to explain it to me, so I don't even know. He just described it as a house with a couple of people living there and a couple of people that take care of them. And they live there during the week, and then they go during the week. They go like I don't know from 9 to 3 or something, to like a day camp
Mm-hmm.
of arts and crafts and sports, and they
Right.
mingle, and then they go back to the house. And I think there's like a set day that they could go to Walmart or to public to
Maybe it's adult daycare.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah, I don't know Texas law. I don't know if it's a facility, institution. I don't know if it's a halfway house. I don't know. So I'm just guessing. I try to picture it being like, but I did ask him because he told me he would love to visit me. And I told him that's a huge thing. Like I can't have him come out here to visit me. I don't know him like that in person. And plus, are
Right.
you kidding? She'll have a voodoo doll sticking pins to my brain.
But
Dios mío, la brujería will
there
end.
is some messages that are kind of crazy, but those I will not talk about.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking
But you
about.
see,
I've seen it
but
all,
you know
guys.
that was in one direction. That wasn't me.
Right, 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 right. It wasn't you.
Right. Okay.
No, yeah, I just want to make that clear that it wasn't any of that that they said about you approaching him in a sexual matter. That is a lie.
No, please. I please. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not about that. No.
It was.
But even though those texts were funny, that shows you that he's normal. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? There's a part of him that's in touch with reality. He thought I was gonna. Yeah. Could you imagine that?
Then that would have been a different ball game right there.
Then I would have. She would have been calling Ravenville Police Department every minute of the day. I the
but but
DEA.
thank you, Leonard, for being here with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, and thank you to Ophelia Painter because I'm so glad that she went to see him. And even though today his composure was different and stuff because he was around the mom, I'm sure he's very glad that she went to see him. And I could mark my words, Jaime. He told me specifically that my phone number is written down. There'll come a day that he'll call me.
And that
I
day when
just
it
like I
comes,
said,
I'm gonna
I
ask
hope.
one day when that comes, just keep it between you and him, because ya sabes, at the end of the day, um, how this lady is and what she's gonna do to him, and sometimes he gets the shit at the end of the stick, and it sucks for him. So
Oh no,
you
no,
know,
absolutely. The only reason I even came out with it is because when she started talking about taking you to court
yeah,
because
and
your
I and
son
I
started killing
appreciate
himself,
I appreciate
that
you so much that you sent me those messages. Obviously, she's been lying that he wanted to hurt himself because of me. No, he left the household because he was struggling with an addiction, going through depression, and the household he was living in was not a healthy
mm-hmm,
environment for him. Clearly, he's messaged you that. I'm just not gonna say word by word because there's things that me agüito decir because
right.
again, I don't want to put it out there. It's not my business what he told you.
Absolutely. You being in the picture or not, this would have happened. It's just that with her obsession with the internet, it just pushed it even worse. It was a major trigger.
Mhm.
But hopefully everything he's on the right track. I don't know if that's a long term house. I have no idea. Only thing I know what he told me is he'll never go back. He'll never go back. So I don't know. And sometimes you could love somebody and love your family, but you can't live under the same roof. So maybe it's better for him and the relationship between him and the mother that he doesn't go back.
See, but there is a way.
Or maybe they all need therapy. Or maybe they could all go and get some kind
Well,
of
that's
help
what I
and
was
figure
thinking.
out.
That's what I was thinking. If we know she's unstable, obviously everybody knows that she's unstable. Maybe the state should force her to take some sort of counseling, see a psychiatrist, place her on medication, do something productive that's going to help her change her own household, where it could be a living environment where this individual could be placed back at home, but things have changed. De nada sirve having him, and I'm sorry to say it this way, having him in that facility when there's not a long-term plan. It's just a short-term to better get him in the right track if the household continues to be a fucking mess. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Right.
gonna go back to the
But
same
no,
cycle over and over again.
she has to, first of all, she has to admit and own that there's a problem. She doesn't think there's a problem. Like, I bet you she's on the other, I bet you she's on her live now talking about, "Tómate tu pinche leche, www tweaker," or some shit. She doesn't think there's anything wrong. She thinks that she's normal. She
Right.
thinks that it's okay to say, "I have three kids and I love one less, or I care about one less." She doesn't even understand how terrible that sounds coming out of your mouth.
See, but this is
So
where I go back. Did she go through that in her own household living as a kid? Because usually when a person is so negative in life and has so much hate towards society itself, they have an open wound in life, meaning that they
yeah,
suffered
behind it.
neglection at home.
But I have to interrupt you. At 56 years old, you got to take control of your own life. We all have skeletons. We didn't not one person that I know grew up with a perfect life.
And I
There
agree.
comes an age and a point where you have to, you know what? That was fucked up about my past, but I'm going to make sure I don't continue the pattern for my kids. That's an excuse. And if that was the case, every one of the siblings would be fucked up.
Well, I agree. I agree. But the thing is that she has an open wound. She does not know how to love herself. So how do you expect her to love her own kids? You understand what I mean? In other words, in order for things to change in that household, they need to fix her. She needs to work on her self esteem, on her self love, self respect, and find those morals and values within herself. Because maybe she was
Hmm.
treated as trash as a kid. Maybe she was the one that they didn't love the most. Maybe she was the one that they just didn't care about. That she thinks she's living a normal life, that it's normal mistreating or not caring or not loving her
See,
children.
I hear what you're saying, but I tend to get a different opinion. I tend to get that her mouth and her behavior has gotten her that she intimidates people where they shut the fuck up because they don't want to deal with her. And that's how she's gone through life. And now she's with people who are telling her, "No, I'm not going to shut the fuck up." Now there's people who are not listening, and that's what she can't deal. The worst thing you can do to a control freak is take the control from that person. And that's why she's freaking out. Now she knows she never in a million years thought that her son, that we would be where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
She never thought her son would tell me things and that I would know and that, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about her. So when the truth gets pulled out left and right, she's not, the picture that she paints is not the correct picture and she can't deal with it. I don't think her family abused. I don't know. I don't even give a shit if her family abused her because I probably would too if I had her. If I had her as a sibling, plus she's short too. Forget about it. But what I'm saying is, I just feel like even her sister, because he had told me that his aunt gets mad, that they argue, and she tells her like, enough already with the YouTube, enough already. So I just feel like they let her deal with shit because they don't want to hear that nasty, nasty, high pitched fucking laugh and that annoying laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and they let her get away with shit. But I don't know. She probably thinks, "Oh, I got my son in the show, so I won the battle." No, bitch. Your
But
son won the
this
battle.
is not about a battle. Like for her, any little thing that she thinks it's time to celebrate. No, this is about you bonding with your son. This is about you showing him that you're the mother, that you care for him, that you love him. Not for you to put him in the back of a screen and try to get the view and monetize and see how much cash that money comes in where it's going to be competing for you rather
Mhm.
than for him. Obviously, she said it millions of times that being on a show, you're getting exposed, people are going to criticize you, and that's part of being on a show, whether you like it or not. Now, she claims
Mhm.
that it was something bad, that it was hurting him. So then why place him in that situation again? Why put him in that position?
She's just a bitch. Now I have one question. I
Yes.
don't know if you saw it, but I missed the beginning of it. What was she talking about that somebody invited her to dinner and she says, "I feel bad because she's bringing her two sisters too."
I don't know.
Who is the way it made it sound like was somebody invited her and she's inviting a bunch of people too. That's what I want to hear. Who's paying that tab? That
Adrian's
shit.
money.
I please. I hope not. I
Well,
hope not.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know who invited who or whatever. A mí me vale, to be honest. But the only thing that
Oh, I don't give a crap, but I just thought the comment that she made, she said, "Oh, I feel bad because they invited me and I invited others." I just thought it was tacky and that was funny. I don't think Goyo's going to use his brother's money or his brother. I don't think Goyo's going to take. She's going to take the money because if you can't tell, Goyo got a big mouth. I don't think he'll be able to be in the background and not say that. You know what I mean?
all I know is that somebody was giving some gift cards from Walmart that didn't have no funds. That they were asking, she was that they were telling them, you need a pin, you need a pin. I thought for gift cards from Walmart you didn't need a pin.
No, you don't need it. You scratch the back off, and there might be a thing to scan.
But there was, she was,
But I
you
don't
go to
think
Walmart and tell them that about a pin. I was like, what pin are you talking about?
this, you know.
But I guess Walmart gift cards, you need pins now. I thought they were just like debit or whatever. You just swipe it and that was it.
I think unless I was not paying attention correctly, I think she wanted him to get like a Visa gift card at Walmart where
No,
he could spend it.
I think I heard gift card. I'm not too sure. Walmart gift card. And then I heard on Facebook that they were at some place shopping. I don't know, some place shop, but they were trying to use the Walmart gift cards and they were not working well. It's not Walmart. You're not at Walmart.
So,
You know, when you buy a Walmart gift card, it's for Walmart, not for H&B or Target or, whatever
yeah,
other store you go to.
yes,
But I had heard that.
bendito. And they were together alone, or did the other brother go?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I just read something on Medusa's page and that was it.
Mm, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you wanted to post those texts, I don't care. There's nothing bad in those texts. The main reason why I wanted somebody to post them was because the funny thing, the irony of it all is that I've never said anything nasty about her. I could have sat on the phone and told him, "Your mother's a fucking bitch, yo. Your mother's a." I could have gone off. I've never said that to him. If anything, I've always told him, like,
You
it's
know, you
hard for you.
and it's the second person where he's brought me up, like, and doesn't want nothing record, doesn't want any of that stuff. Like, I feel that she placed him in a situation where, like, she's trying to, like, I don't know, like, me da quién sabe qué pobrecito.
She's using him as a pawn, and she knows exactly how to pull his strings, and she knows exactly, when he's very vulnerable. I'm telling you, when I was watching it, when she would say something, she would say right, or he would just like, yeah, absolutely, like it was almost sad.
Hmm.
But he's in a whole other world himself, so as long as he was happy, that's all that matters.
Well, gracias, Leonor, for being here with us tonight. Te lo agradezco.
Of course, you have a great night. Okay.
Okay, likewise. So, just to give my 2 cents, guys, my own 2 cents. I think there's more that needs to be done as a mother. Like I said it yesterday, a lot of you all, or most of you all, have either lost a cousin, a friend, a relative, or a son or a daughter, y ustedes dieron la vida para estar con un hijo, ¿verdad? O con una hija. And there's certain people out there que les vale. I mean, da lástima when you hear somebody that's like, oh, I love him less, or I like him less, I care for him less. At the end of the day, una madre va a dar todo por sus hijos. You see it. You see a dog que anda con sus perritos all the time. And, hay gente que they don't have that self-love. And again, when you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody. When you can't self-respect yourself, tampoco. And I sit back here and I think these are things that she has gone through in life, things that she has probably lived it, and she never broke that cycle. I hope that one day she actually sits back and says, you know what can I do to provide a better household for my children? What can I do to be a better mother, a better sister, maybe a better daughter? I mean, even though her parents are deceased, you could be a better daughter. What can I do to do an impact in your own life, in your own community, the way you call it, your fucking followers? What can you do? What role model are you? What type of public figure do you consider yourself? What accomplishments can you do moving forward? Uh, and what relationship can you build to be a better mother to your own children? Obviously, agarrándote el burro que spread my legs and lámbeme acá and writing, needs and doing crazy stuff like that, it's not going to make things any better for yourself. It's not going to make things, the household, any better. Yes, sometimes you joke around and you do comedy and entertainment the way I do it, but there's a time and place to do it. Yo no me voy a comportar como un pendejete around my mother, my brothers and stuff, because there's respect. Whatever I do here in this screen and back of this screen, and you all accept it, you all love it, you all like the entertainment, of course I'm going to do it here. But that's not, I know how to separate a character to, you are Jaime, and come back to reality. You're not going to say, well, I'm la doña and I'm la doña and I'm la doña over here. No, because la doña is not going to be acceptable all over the place. A lot of people are not going to be accepting, okay, la rubila cuachenta, whatever. It's a place, and there's a place and time where you're going to conduct yourself appropriately. And when you want to conduct yourself like a picaca all the time, pues van a pensar que estás vaciada. I mean, and pues claro que realmente sí estás. But let me call my commies before we end our live, guys. Real quick. A ver qué nos tiene que decir to wrap it up.
¿Quién está vaciada?
Pues tú no.
¡Qué droga!
¡Ahora droga!
Le dijo a las followers, yo fui la que dije eso porque I like to make you guys laugh.
No, cállate. ¡Ahora drogas!
The only question I have about this whole thing today is this: that if APS it was involved in this care, I wonder, and I will try to find out if APS is aware that this boy was taken back to the place where he didn't want to go. Because, and she talks about him regressing, like estaban diciendo que I was interfering with his treatment. Well, hey, you take this boy back to where his illness came. Is he supposed to be there? Is he supposed to be there with a person that is not supposed to be around him? Is he supposed to, if these shows were driving him crazy, was he supposed to come out in a show? Is this going to regress him? Who's doing the damage here? So those are things that, are they in his care plan that he does not do or revisit because it could damage him, and they did it? I have a question about that.
No, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of questions that she there's a lot of things you could question by the way she was doing
Porque
things.
los sacó también, no nomás en YouTube, hizo un TikTok con él también. So there she is. She took him and put him on this in social media and made him uncomfortable because he's going to do it. He's not going to say no because he doesn't want to make her mad. Mm-hmm. So if these are the things that he hated and he got sick and was going to do all these things to himself because he hated all this deal with social media, the first thing she does when he comes home is put him on social media.
Right.
That to me is a question about his therapy, about his care. Ora, yesterday she was calling the police and saying that you and we were harassing her son. The only one that talked negative about her son yesterday was her. And was she harassing her own son? Because I saw that as que si el hijo, the son would listen to what she said about him, I would say that she was harassing him. Mm-hmm. She was degrading him. She was saying he was less than the others. She cared about him less. She wasn't going to wish him a happy birthday. So he is mentally disabled, is unable, according to her, to make his own right decisions. So should APS be looking at these things that the own mother is harassing him and degrading him? Those are the two questions I have for APS. Um, how do you guys protect somebody that is unable to defend himself, but has the mother on social media harassing him? I mean, if we're gonna report everybody for harassment, todos hijos de Dios o todos hijos de la chingada. But not we're not going to sit there and say, oh, it's okay for her to harass him, but it's not okay for us because which we did not harass him. You know. Pero si quieren ver quién estaba harassing him, just look at the video.
Te iba a preguntar, apparently he was sat there and he called the haters out or something like that.
Yeah, something about I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that little part, and I don't know who said the haters. But um, I think she's the one that said the haters say that you something, and he said he agreed. He was just agreeing with everything she said. Like, yeah, 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 mommy dearest, yeah, mommy dearest, whatever he said, mommy dearest. Because he's gonna do that. He's in that home with chaos. Como se pone nervioso, ¿ves? Okay, how much trouble is he gonna get? And I mean, they were dangling money in front of his face, saying, "You're getting this." Right? You're happy. You're of course he's gonna say yes.
Otra Didi Blanchard. That's what she is,
Yes.
Didi Blanchard.
So he. But you saw how much clearer he was. He's happier. He is happier. The only thing that I don't like, and as a nurse seeing this thing, is there that the caregiver provider, she's not, I don't think she is his. She owns the place, and they call the owner's provider, the provider of service. That the provider of service is not looking after the best interest of the resident. Instead, is listening to the mother and doing what the mother wants, not what's good for him, but what makes her happy. And that cannot happen. Always, 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 the provider of service is supposed to look after the resident. Y no se debe de meter en escándalos de estos la provider of service, because she is not supposed to be in the middle of all of this drama about a resident that she's taking care of. And
Did
she
she
came
not?
out.
Well, the thing is, my question is, did she violate HIPAA violations or no?
Well, there's the thing. I don't know what regulations, if she follows any. The violation of the HIPAA, ella misma, Ofelia Moreno, ella misma le dijo a todo el mundo que estaba en San Benito de hace mucho. En un video, cuando salió, ella dijo dónde estaba. And it wasn't hard because San Benito is smaller than Raymondville, I think. I mean, it's a very small area. And it doesn't matter. Do you see, this is the thing with this whole thing. This whole thing has nothing to do with her. She needs to stay out of it. This has to do with Adrian. Adrian is his own
Person.
provider. He's his own person. He's his own caretaker. It's none of her business what Adrian does. She is totally has no control of anything that goes on with him. And this has nothing to do with her. Yo no fui a visitarla a ella. Yo no necesitaba pedirle permiso a ella. Yo no necesito pedirle permiso a la provider of service, because I'm going to tell you something, that when I went to that house, there was not even a sign saying no visitors. So if they have such rules, why aren't they posted? And so that they're all, están todas pendejas and not following regulations, or they're not regulated. And I will find out because yo no tengo que pedirle permiso a nadie. El único, y Adrian tiene el derecho de decirme no me visites por I get in trouble or for whatever reason, or I hate your guts, or whatever he wants to tell me, and it will be fine. That's fine, mijo. She is the only one that can tell people I don't want to talk to you. Now, if he goes to an adult daycare, he talks to a lot of people there. How are they going to control for him not to talk to people there?
Mm-hmm.
So it's dumb. He is not in a padded cell. He's not confined in a padded cell. He is somebody that has so many rights to be protected, and he has the right to get the care that any normal person gets, and has the right to do the same things with modifications that any normal person can do. So this has nothing to do with anybody else but him. I mean, de veras, de veras, de veras, que yo lo único que podía haber dicho es, cállate los hocico, I don't need to listen to you. And that's what I would tell her. Cállate los hocico, you have nothing to do with this. This is not your business. So, and I know those regulations and things. I'm going to ask questions. Esto apenas mañana is Monday. I will get the answers, and I will let you guys know what the certain authorities have to say about
Well, I know she was
what
encouraging him to go press charges on you, and I think press charges on me and press.
and what are they going to do? What are they going to? Mira, para comenzar, I went in San Benito, so that happened in San Benito. They have to go and make the report. They can, you see, everybody can make police reports, but if there's nothing illegal there, they can't press charges or they can't arrest you. I can go and say, I hated que iban, estaba en el stop sign y me aventaron el dedo. Okay, I can make that report, but it's not illegal, so they can't arrest that person. You see, so cuando yo fui allí, I didn't do anything wrong. I did not break in. I did not go into their property. He came to me. When I walked up to the fence, he came to me. And yes, we hugged and we talked and we were happy. And it wasn't 2 minutes. Como le dije yo a la viejía, the owner that says that oh, he was so scared and he ran inside and left me standing there. I told her, you need to get your story straight, lady, because you weren't even there. I said, and no, it wasn't 2 minutes. Okay, he had faked that he was going inside to get some water. He had a Sprite in his hand. So all of those lies that they're saying is not true. And there was a lady that was sitting next to him on the porch that was there, and she had a white phone in her hand, and I thought she was a caregiver. Apparently not. So another thing is, if they too are residents, nobody was watching them because nadie salió de adentro y nadie dijo, hey, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? What, you're not supposed to be talking to somebody on the street. No, nadie salió de adentro. They were unsupervised. So I'm interested in finding out.
Somebody here, Quintero put here, call the state so they can do an audit to see if they are following the protocols of that group home. If they're not following protocols, that place will be shut down. Así puso Quintero.
I already did my reports through the computer. I'm gonna get on it. This is not, no se va a quedar así, porque yo no soy un idiota. En menos, I am not going to allow somebody to abuse the rights of a disabled person. That's my main reason, my main purpose. I can never, ever, ever see a disabled person's rights get abused and they not given their rights properly and allow it. I am not going to sit back and allow it. So People shouldn't be in this kind of business if they're not going to be doing the work that they're getting paid for. And nobody was out there supervising any of these people. Nobody. Y nadie vino a hablar conmigo. No había signs. There's not even a sign in front of that place that it's even a business.
I think she fucked up with the wrong person.
No, I mean, yes.
I
That's what I have been
know.
telling people. Mira, I have been telling people for as long as I've been on your show, don't screw with me because I do not sit and take it well. I go on and I go to the proper place. I go up higher than you. I will go up to wherever I have to go. Y si yo estoy mal, I'm not. Yo estoy mal. Pero yo sé que no estoy mal. Yo sé que no estoy mal. ¿Y sabes por qué? Porque when I was a younger nurse, I used to work at MHMR. And you tell me, en Estados Unidos, de what facility, I don't care if it's a jail, a hospital, whatever, does not allow visitors. Even prisoners are allowed visitors.
Yeah, they're allowed
So,
visitors.
so you're not going to tell me that people don't have the right to talk to other people because they have a mental disability. Con más ganas, they're encouraged to socialize. They're encouraged to have people that care and love them. So, for them to sit there and think que me van a jugar el dedo en la boca a mí, ella y la otra vieja que según es la provider of service, me va a picar los ojos a mí y decirme, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does matter. And if you think that it doesn't matter to do the right thing for your residents, then you have a problem. You have taken on to care and take care of these people. And to your answer is it doesn't matter. I would like to see what the state has to say about that. So no, I'm going to try to get my answers. I will get answers. I have the right to get answers. Por eso hay APS. Por eso hay regulations that the state of Texas puts on all of these people that provide care because they need to watch over them.
Right.
It's, and I can't go there, but I can tell you that that I am in I am in I do work in a group where that is our job to protect the disabled. So I'm already in that as it is, and so that's why I am so confident that they're doing him wrong.
Well, keep us posted for whatever reason, Miss Painter, tomorrow. A ver qué pasa. And I want to thank you for being here with us tonight.
You're welcome, and I'm not worried. I'm happy for him. And the only last request that I will have is that I hope that she would turn her thinking to think that she wants the best for her son. And if she does that, you know, that she worked for that she worked for him getting the best protection that she can get for her son. And nobody's harassing him. Yo no fui allí con mala intención. Yo no fui allí a decirle nada. Él no puede, that boy cannot say that I said a negative thing about his mother, his family, or anything, anybody. I did not harm him in any way. And so, what are they going to arrest me for? I didn't do anything. So, que vaya, porque tú sabes que yo tengo mucho tiempo que yo quiero hablar con un juez. Yo quiero que un juez me pregunte. Yo quiero que Felicitas me hable.
I agree, Miss Painter, que te hable Judge Felicita y ahí platicas tú con ella.
Vamos al café. Vamos al café. Yo tengo
Ay,
muchas ganas de
no empieces con el pinche cafecito tapado y con la dona. No empieces con tu pinche cafecito.
Y le digo, buenos días, pues, ¿cómo existe? Con el cafecito tapado y una dona por un lado.
Bien mosqueado.
Ahora en la tarde, ahora en la tarde ya estaba muy arregladita, con el pelo mojadito y con sus dientes llenos de masa porque quería cenar.
Y con el purple lipstick.
Y con el purple lipstick, porque iba a ir a cenar y dije, ay, pues siquiera se metió la cabeza ahí de ese pan del pato para mojarse
En el pan del pato.
un poquito de agua en la cabeza antes de irse y ella ya, vámonos.
Enseñaron un sign de Donald Trump, ¿no?
Así que estaba toda enojada la pistolera que ¿por qué? Mira después de ese desmadre que hizo en la Capitol
Y
todavía.
su hermana, que el desmadre que ha hecho.
Ay, no, te digo.
Ay, no, I'm on the phone.
No se fijan que la candidate chingada y cómo no dice eso.
El desmadre que ha hecho trompas y el desmadre que ha hecho la hermana no cuenta.
Sí, están iguales. Y debe decir lo mismo cuando mira el sign de la otra. Pendeja. Después de casi tanto pendejada y se está agarre el punán y lambiendo el microphone. ¿Quieres ser doctora? ¿Verdad?
Yo le quiero decir que me preste el lipstick.
Te voy a comprar uno, Jaime.
Pero así moradote.
Así morado, que tienes que ir acá donde compran los lipsticks las solas.
A vayas padres o casa que.
Sí. Sí.
Pero no me voy a lavar los dientes por 2 semanas.
¿Sabes qué? Que la otra vez que vaya Roser a la corte, vamos todas con purple lipstick. Te lo compro si lo usas a la corte con Roser.
Vamos, yo me lo pongo y me pongo la pinche peluca, no hay pedo.
Yes.
Dije,
No te
vamos. Voy a decir que aquí está la tranny tweaker. Así me dijo ayer. Ya llegó la tranny tweaker. ¿O está la baking soda, Your Honor?
Y vamos todas y entramos ahí con purple lipstick y con un jacket negro. Y
quizás nos encierran a todos a la chingada.
we'll have fun. How much fun it would be. We'll have to tell them to put you in our jail cell because we need to talk to you, counsel you.
Que no me pongan en el pinche pink room otra vez. Que no sean ojete. Ya no quiero ir para el pinche pink room.
No, les dijimos, pónganla aquí con nosotros porque va a estar llorando. We need to counsel her.
Ay, sí, soy jota. Lo van a tener que switch a la candidata que la metan allá y que me metan a mí acá.
O que las metan a...
No, porque ya me andaba la otra vez con los casi los metieron en the same cell. Era mi cellmate ahí en Raymondville. ¿Verdad? We were right next to each other.
Pues sí, pero you can give her your corn dog.
Ay, no. Ella quiere pura rodilla. Yo no le voy a dar corn dog a nadie. Ella dijo que rodilla. Acuérdate. You could give her your rodilla.
Dice que no es la rodilla, que es la pierna, la thigh, la que se toma.
El chamorro.
No, el thigh, que se sube en el thigh y she rides it
Ay, qué pinche pollota te va a hacer ahí.
hasta, hasta que se le tuerzan los ojos.
Ay, no, it's not the knee, guys. Danny pensaba que era la knee porque Danny andaba de mañaco a couple of days ago. He wanted to get on my knee. Pero ya dijiste que es el tie. Yo tengo imagínate los ties de la guanganota, cómo estarán de chingón. Ahí sí te gozas, ahí da toda la noche, sas, 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 sas.
Pues ahí la vieron que venía de Brownsville, venía Big Bird en chinga de allá en el carro y las llantas, la reason que supieron que era ella porque las llantas venían muy a huevo, de low, venían bien low las llantas. Dije, todas las 4 llantas bien low que tiene y que te van fijando quién era.
Era la Big Bird, la mostrona.
Era la Big Bird. Ahora te mandé un TikTok.
Sí, ya lo miré. Ahorita lo voy a poner.
A mí me dijeron que así andaban en el HB.
En el HB yo vi el picture cuando hey, parecía Humpty Dumpty, no en ese picture.
Y pero yo creo
patona, la güey, patona.
Venía de Brownsville, yo pensé que a lo mejor había ido a ver a la Chucky.
Le voy a hablar a la Chucky, vale más que no ande juntándose con ella. Le voy a decir Chucky, Gloria Escobar, vale más que no ande acá de backstabber como la pinche Ana Saldívar.
Anda como Ana, ya anda ahora para atrás con ella.
Porque Ana es gitana, Ana la Saldívar es gitana según ley de cartas y barre con los huevos y mamada y media, no sale de Río Bravo por eso haciendo brujería, ¿tú crees?
Pues mira, ya supieron que eso se les devuelve y les peor, 10 veces peor la última vez que trataron ese pedo. Y mira, vas a ver que en the next six weeks, esas brujerías que andan haciendo, vamos a verlas otra vez dar vuelta. Y acuérdate lo que te digo.
Oh, cruz, Dios protégeme a mí que no se me regrese nada de las mamás que andan haciendo porque la otra vez me enchorizaron por la brujería de ellas también.
Va a dar vuelta todo este pinche pedo. La cosa es de que ya dijo la candidata que ella no tiene dinero para estar pagando abogados cada rato y pues ya, no quiere pedos, pero no se calla, pues I can't help myself.
Yo no sé, pero la pinche Ana Saldívar anda con los gatos también que catch spray todo el pedo. Dicen que hay un remedio que andan vendiendo pelos de allá de Houston, un tecito con catch spray y que pierdes chingos de peso. Have you tried it or no?
No. Porque luego me quitan de la lista que pusieron en el nos pusieron a todas.
A mí también.
A todas, a ti también.
No, ¿y qué pusieron? ¿Qué pusieron?
Pusieron retratos de todas las gordas.
Ay, me ofenden. Ay, no, es verdad, me pusieron a mí también.
Sí, pero les faltaron unas cuantas, les faltaron la vieja de California, les faltó la pastora, les faltó la Ana, les faltó la pistolera, les faltó la hija de la pistolera. Todavía no acaban. Porque
y falta la June, faltó la June, la Marisela, las cachetonas.
Sí, les faltaron un chingo. Pero ahí van.
¿Quién llegó primero? ¿A quién pusieron primero? A mí.
Yo creo que era Rose.
Y luego después yo. Yo ni en cuenta que gachas son, pinches perras hambrientas culeras. ¿Cómo no me ponen encuerada?
Yeah. Pero la cosa es que van a hacer una nueva. Yo me voy a tener que ir a poner implants porque yo quiero estar en el grupo de las que tienen los pretty implant boobs. Porque cuando miren los de Venezuela se van a morir de envidia.
La van a criticar toda. Dice la pastora.
Porque la que puede.
Dijo la pastora que le tenemos envidia al cieso de la Wanguis.
Ay, sí.
Sí, dijo
Ni,
ella.
ni que lo quisiéramos pa' chicharrón.
Ah, dijo ella que le tienen envidia
Ese sí eso, yo te lo garantizo, que las de esas eh, tiene que usar de esas face towels para limpiarse entre medio del crack at least 4 times a day, si no apesta puro culo, sudado. No me digas que no, porque sí pasa eso cuando tienes este nalgatorio. Por eso, por eso la candidata está bien enfocada cuando dice que vienes down the back y luego abres eso y luego le haces el lambascazo, porque ella sabe, no sale de la casa de la otra. Ella sabe que eso es lo que hace. So, whatever.
puro lambetazo. Ay, qué feo.
El, lambes, el lambescuazo, yo no sé cómo le dice ella.
Yo no le entro. A eso no. Eso ya no es cosa de Dios que le anden lambiendo el cieso a la otra.
Me hace que por eso la pistolera todo el tiempo trae las masas en los dientes, porque la saca, ya la saca,
Pues le saca toda la pinche peanut butter a la otra.
de ahí saca la masa.
Ay, no, qué asco. Ah. Ay, no. Pero pues, hasta mañana, Miss Painter. A ver si alguien se. We'll probably go live later on tonight with part 2.
Pórtense bien, pórtense bien, porque huele a drogas.
¡Abuela drogas!
Ahora, ahora esta semana es el meeting.
¿Vas a
Tenemos que
ir?
ir, porque, sí, porque al cabo, la candidata dice que ella no va a ir, porque al cabo they're not going to listen to her. Pues no, they're not going to listen to you. They're
She
not.
said it herself. They're throwing shades at your ass. Están hablando de ti ahí. This show's for you. This town hall meeting is for you. Agarra la onda.
Sí, they're doing it on purpose. Yo sé que el otro, en 2 weeks van a tener un forum también donde van a traer un boche de dentistas a hablar ahí. So va a haber guest speakers de aquí a la elección.
Ay, Miss Painter. Está bien, Miss Painter. Gracias. Bueno,
Ándale,
bye.
bye.
Guys, so I want to thank everybody that was here with us tonight. We have over 240 people. Of course, we're the #1 show in the Rio Grande Valley on YouTube. Yo también bien presumida. And we'll go live later on tonight, guys. So I'll go back on tonight. Love you guys. Peace out.